Everyone knows this storybook classic, The Night Before Christmas, written by Clement Seymour and illustrated by thousands all over the world. But this version, the artwork and characters may look familiar to you. That's because it's the craftsmanship of St. Louis's very own Mary Engelbreit. Mary published her illustrated version of this tale in 2002, but the book was just the beginning for Mary and this classic poem. Mary's drawings have turned into moving pictures.
Animation is something that we've talked about for several years with a couple of different properties that we have. So it's always in the back of our mind.
Mary Engelbreit Studios is a big-time company, selling cards, books, accessories, clothing, and much, much more in retail outlets all over the country. So when Mary decided to turn her artwork into 3D animation, you'd think she'd fly off to Hollywood to work with the industry's most talented filmmakers and animators. Well, the talented part is right, but she found them right here in St. Louis.
I think, these rims, I think that they should be a little bit narrower. Like, it's a gold surface.
This is Tyler Schwartz. He's a young filmmaker working in the family business in Clayton, Schwartz & Associates Creative. Mary Engelbreit chose this company to bring life to her drawings, but the animation process couldn't begin until The Night Before Christmas had a new twist and a new cast of characters.
You have this short story. The poem, The Night Before Christmas, is actually, I think it's like 3 or 4 minutes long.
I knew it was way too short for an animated feature, and I really had no clue how to, put in a story there. I'm not a writer.
So we had to come up with a way to expand that to be an actual, 30-minute, half-hour show.
Hey, wait a minute. That's not right. I'm awake, and I'm stirring.
So that's what Schwartz & Associates did. They took the original poem, all the same characters.
The children were nestled, all snug in their beds.
The children, the sugar plums, good old St. Nick, and, added their own fairy tale.
I grew up watching all kinds of cartoons. I always really liked, the Rankin Bass stories where, Christmas isn't going to happen. And so we just came up with, a magical spell that was cast by, the evil fairy Implestick. And our hero, Gregory the Mouse, has to come save the day.
Stop Santa on Christmas? Oh, no!
So they've got the conflict, the hero, and the artist. But for Mary, drawing her characters for 3D animation, giving them not only height and width, but also depth, wasn't something she had done before.
We thought, I guess, very naively, we were thinking, well, we've done all the artwork, so now somebody will just turn this into, make it move, But actually, with the 3D animation, there's a lot of artwork that we needed to do. You have to draw the character from all sides. You have to really think about every little detail, the clothes they're wearing, the way they move their hands and their heads and their voices, and it was just, we had to look at those characters in a way that we've never looked at them before.
Who are you?
I'm Eliester, the fairy of the Silver Mist. And who are you?
But before Gregory and Eliester are brought to life using high-tech animation software, the story is produced the old-fashioned way, using paper and pencil. The filmmakers create a storyboard depicting each action, scene by scene, shot by shot.
It is tedious, but it's fun because what you actually get to see is how the story's coming together. Because before that, it's just ideas in your head.
So then do you just, I guess, draw in the rest of the detail on her?
One of the big things with Mary's characters is definitely all her unique patterns and textures and things like that. So
now here comes the complicated part, creating the animation.
Okay, so how do you go from, this is just the drawing.
This is her rough drawing that she sent us of her character, Eliester. And well, basically, we can take this computer in, like I have in this camera plane here, and use it as reference to build our model from. You can use any view that you need. We can spin her around and see her from whatever angle you need.
Okay, so he lost me back at "this is a rough drawing." To get Ellie Esther to move, Dan Beckman created a wire frame that acts as a structure, worked from a proxy, which is a simplified version of the character, then he used keyframes to create movement. Whatever any of that means. But being an animator isn't just knowing how to use the software. They're also kind of actors in a way. Dan often acts out these roles to get the expressions just right.
Well, we use the mirror because just to sell the character's animation, because it's so easy to do your preset sad and happy and I-E-O, but what really brings a character to life is when you can look at your own face, say the lines that the character's saying, and just really analyze how your cheeks are moving and how your eyes move while you're speaking, and then add those little subtleties to your animation. Angry.
So, take a look at this.
Mary Engelbreit's version of The Night Before Christmas was produced in St. Louis, but voice recording and final animation was done in Canada. It does, however, have some Hollywood star power, rather some St. Louis Hollywood star power.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
The voice of Papa was portrayed by Kevin Kline.
Mary actually used to work for Kevin's dad.
I used to work for his dad. He owned a store here in St. Louis called the Record Bar years ago, where they sold records and toys. And I worked there one Christmas season. Yeah, not that that had anything at all to do with getting him to do the movie, but
full
yeah,
circle.
right. But he was just great to work with. I didn't know what to expect, and he just put so much into it. You'd think he was doing, Shakespeare. He was just a doll to work with. I wish I had paid more attention to him when I was working at the record bar. Who knew?
Mary Engelbreit and Schwartz & Associates are teaming up again for a 3D animated Mother Goose series.
But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight.
But for now,
Merry Christmas!